What's the word? What's the word? I know it's maxed out week. You already see we in uniform. We in uniform. You know what I'm saying? We wearing the St. Louis uniform very proudly this week in anticipation for this weekend. But this weekend is now also only about maxed out. Shout out to the Riot. Shout out Geechi Gotti. Kane bearing gifts too. It's a family affair. And you see the title, man. I got Jazz beating the Alien. And I don't think it's gonna be close. Let's talk about it.
Let me check niggas' temperatures.
Yeah, huh?
Jazz the ass. You just never know. You get them people saying like, I have a bar though, because he kept saying Vicky, Vicky, Vicky.
So I ain't want to bring up the Gilly. I ain't want to bring up ARAB.
Now let's just say it came out that his story.
Nigga, stop ball strong, nigga. Stop ball strong. What's the word? I see y'all already in the chat. Y'all already talking about it. That's what I want this morning, man. I hope y'all having a good day. Hey, pull up this evening, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It looked like it's going to be an all EFB interview. It looked like we potentially get Av. It looked like we potentially got Dre West. I mean, what more y'all want from us? It's maxed out week, I know. But shout out the Riot, shout out Geechi Gotti, man. Kane Baron Gifts 2 is going down. So if you're going to maxed out, listen very closely. If you're going to maxed out this weekend, you're flying to Atlanta, you're in the surrounding area, make sure y'all can stay in town one more day and check out these battles from the Riot, man. They got some good ones. They got some good ones. But y'all see the title, man. Jazz will beat Rum Nitty, Geechi and Coffee. Idols become rivals. And 2023, to me, is the year of the artist. It's the year of independency. It's the year of entrepreneurship. But we'll get to that in a couple minutes. But Kane Baron gives 2. First of all, I like the card. I feel like the card is fire. I honestly do. If you see the 3 main events, there's a common thing outside of those being intergender battles. You know what I'm saying? I want to shout out Geechi Gotti for that. They're also Cody versus Wody. Let me say that again. Cody versus Wody. So we get in the best of the best. We get in the best of the best. You got Geechi versus Coffee, which is, you know what I'm saying, I think the co-main event. Rum Nitty versus Jazz, and then you got Chilla versus Vixen the Assassin. So let's get right into it, man. Why I believe Rum Nitty is going to lose to Jazz the Rapper. I think it's pretty simple. I really do. Because here's the question that I've been waiting for y'all to answer. If Rum Nitty is an alien, what do y'all consider Jazz the Rapper? Because if we being honest, Rum Nitty versus Ace Amin was a damn good battle. I don't think that Rum Nitty got that win, but let's be honest. That third round was a sacrifice by Ace Amin. Although the message was cool, although the round was cool, it was not direct to Rum Nitty like his first 2 rounds were. When you battling Rum Nitty, you got to be direct with Rum Nitty for all 3 rounds. You don't get to take a round and just sacrifice it because you got something to say and got something to get off your chest. When you battling Rum Nitty, that's who your focus point needs to be. That's where your intentionality should lie. Jazz is going to be very intentional about everything that she says in this battle. I also am concerned with the amount of battles that Rum Nitty is taking. And these don't be no small battles. These is big battles that he's taking. Look at what he's done in the stages he's been on and the stages he's about to be on. Imagine prepping for Summer Madness and knowing the bigger battle is not, respectfully, is not on Summer Madness. Your bigger battle is the one this weekend. And let's be honest, Jazz is a more well-rounded opponent than Ace Amin. She's a more well-rounded opponent than Ace Amin. And you can say what you want. She be clearing her opponents. Clearing her. Y'all want to debate the Geechi Gotti battle? Okay, cool. But that's Geechi Gotti. That's 1-time, 2-time, 3-time champion of the year. I do believe he done won the event, so he done won the belt so many times he don't even want to be in the running anymore. Even though he battling like he want to be in the running, he battling like he want to be in the conversation, but he don't even want to be in the conversation anymore. Jazz makes the most of these opportunities, and she only take the battles that are a challenge. She only takes opponents that are going to raise her profile. Nitty, I think, again, you are a great puncher. You are one of the best, if not the best puncher of all time. Yes, I can say it, but you're going to have to do more than just punch when you come to Jazz the Rapper. You're going to have to do more than just punch. I'm going to need some schemes. I don't know if you can angle. You're going to need all of that. Because Jazz is going to throw everything at you. She's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. She's going to unscrew the toilet from the floor, pick up that porcelain, and drop it on your head. Yes, she is. She understands the environment that she's walking into, and she understands what she needs to do to get this win. I'm putting Nitty on upset alert. I know y'all feel like that is, you know what I'm saying? He's the alien. He's the unbeatable. But again, I felt like Ace could have got him. I felt like Ace got that first round. Ace stumbled in the second round. They get that second round to Nitty. Get a second round on Nitty. The third round was a sacrifice. The third round, Ace sacrificed his third round. So you give Nitty the battle the second and the third. But although we know the bars was special, he didn't bring anything that we didn't know he was going to bring. Right? He didn't. There's a surprise factor when it comes to Jazz the Rapper. You don't know, first of all, you don't know what she about to put on. Baby girl done grown up, first and foremost. You don't know what she's about to put on. You said it would be official ×5. I think she's learned from that battle. She don't have a lot of clear losses on her resume. And respectfully, we seen Rum lose the Swamp. Y'all don't hold Nitty and Swamp in the same regard. Y'all don't. We arguably can say that Sue Surf beat Nitty with 2 rounds. I'm just saying. I know it's cool. I know it's easy to pick Nitty because you know how deadly he can be. But what I'm telling you is Jazz is just as deadly. She's just as efficient. She's not going to play with him. Not whatsoever. Not whatsoever. She's not about to play with him. And she's a student of the game. You think she ain't watching these game tapes? You think she ain't going to be very methodical with her approach to this battle? She knows what to do. I'm telling y'all right now. This is not her first rodeo. Y'all are going to be surprised. And then again, I always got to go with this underdog thing. And when y'all have this big gap when it comes to who a male and a woman battling, understand this ain't basketball. This ain't football. This is a war of words. So the playing field is a lot more level than what y'all want to make it seem like it is. It's a lot more level than what I think y'all want to make it seem like it is. So I'm not going to be surprised if Nitty punches her head off in the first. But I'm going to tell you like this. She's seen monsters before. That second and the third, I'm telling you right now, Jazz is going to win this battle. I really think Jazz is going to win this battle. And when it happens, I just don't want y'all to be surprised. Because, again, when y'all have such a big gap between the favorite and the underdog, if it's a 10-9 round, what do y'all always do? It goes to the underdog, right? Same principle. So I definitely got Jazz the Rapper showing up and putting on a hell of a performance. Now, what she need, I'll say this. She'll need a performance from what battle? I think you do got to go back a ways to get a performance that she'll need, but she'll need one of them big stage like performances. I want to say, what's the stand? She might need one of them Gaddis. If she gives me Gaddis, I think we're gonna be all right. But another one before we get talk about Geechi and Coffee, Chilla and Vixen. Did y'all see? I want to know if y'all ever saw this battle. Y'all ever see Vixen versus Emerson Kennedy? Did y'all see Vixen versus Emerson Kennedy and what Vixen was able to do to Emerson Kennedy? Now, do I feel like she's going to be able to dominate a Chilla Jones to the same effect? Maybe not to the same effect, but one thing about Vixen, she gets very aggressive with men. She do. She be grabbing collars by the men. You know what I'm saying? She be shaking her assets. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to her OnlyFans. She does a lot on that stage. She can be very entertaining. I think it's very difficult. I understand y'all looking at that A-Ward battle and was like, well, A-Ward clear her. He did. But A-Ward also, he had no choice but to clear her. Remember, he had just got 30 by Big K. So he already was up against the wall. He already had people doubting him coming into this battle. He had a big point to prove. Chilla Jones, I like Chilla. I think he's one of the more underrated battlers that we do have in this culture. Now, let's be honest. He had an outlier year, the year he won Champion of the Year. He came to the URL and just was smoking everything. Smoking everything that year. Sat down K-Shine. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Sat down K-Shine. Was not supposed to do that to K-Shine. He did that. But since he won Champion of the Year, I don't know where Chilla's been at. We seen him battle Rock. That wasn't it. That wasn't it. And he kind of faded in the background. You know what I'm saying? We starting to see him pop out a little bit more. He had the light work battle with Chess. You starting to see him again get back into this battle rap thing. But I think Vixen, who has been waiting, been pinning, been watching on the sidelines, I think this is a battle that if I'm Chilla, I'm looking at that Emerson Kennedy battle and I'm definitely doing my homework. I feel like that Emerson Kennedy battle is a great indication of what possibly could happen in this one. I ain't gonna lie to you. Now, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm being a little biased towards the women. I don't know. But I'm gonna edge Vixen in this. I think she's more entertaining than Chilla. Chilla is the better pen, he's the better writer. But when it comes to the entertainment factor, I think Vixen can do it. Now, the question is can Vixen maintain that intensity, that entertainment for all 3 rounds? Because remember, she's been in situations like this. I remember when she was about to battle DNA, y'all act like y'all had never seen Vixen and had no idea who Vixen the Assassin was. Well, she reminded you that battle, gave DNA the kiss of death. 3-0. Now, what you call it after, you know what I'm saying, you watched it 2-3 times over, okay, cool. But I know what the feeling was when we first watched that battle and everyone was saying Vixen 30. Vixen 30. And Chilla is another pen, just like DNA. Chilla is another pen like Emerson Kennedy, where, let's be honest, the believability is always in question. The believability when it comes to battling is definitely in question when it comes to, again, some of the more notable pins in this culture. So I think that Vixen is going to be able, I think she's going to be able to style on Chilla. Chilla's going to have to prove, Chilla going to have to prove me something. He's going to have to show me, because you know what I'm saying? I know what you can do, but I don't know what you will do, if that makes sense. I know what you can do, but I don't know what you will do on that stage. So I'm very interested to see what he does with Vixen. Now to the co-main event, the one that everybody been talking about, the one that everybody been thinking about, and I know what y'all are saying, the same type of ideology and framework of thinking that I have for Rum Nitty versus Jazz. I'm gonna be honest with you, I do not, and I repeat, I do not have that same type of ideology and algorithm when it comes to Geechi Gotti versus Coffee Brown. I believe this battle is a grudge match. I think this is a slept-on grudge match. Y'all better pay attention. I don't think y'all understand the historical significance, the legacy of what once was, you know what I'm saying, Geechi Gotti and Coffee Brown. Let's take this walk down history lane. Do y'all remember the falling out between Geechi Gotti and Coffee. I know a lot of people was kind of pointing to the hustle, when they named Hustle First Lady at EFB. No, it was well before that. You got to go back to a card that Geechi Gotti was throwing in Compton. Coffee Brown versus A Ward. Coffee Brown versus A Ward. Now, if y'all know anything about Coffee, she don't really get along with a lot of ladies. Respectfully speaking, she does not get along with a lot of ladies. And there was a couple women in battle rap that she was definitely into it with. RX was one of the main ones. There's a couple of them. It was a couple of them, but it was a couple females that was really. It felt like the tension between Coffee and RX and her crew was real. And they was to the point where they were saying, we're going to be in the building when you battle. We're going to be there. Now, RX and her clique, they can say they was there on some battle rap to support battle rap. But if I'm Coffee, I ain't going to lie to you. Am I going to allow myself to walk into the Lions Den? Am I going to allow myself to walk into an ambush at my place of employment where I need to feel comfortable, where I need to not be looking over my shoulder in order to perform to the best of my abilities? If I'm Coffee, hell no. We need some parameters around this battle. I need to make sure that I'm gonna be able to get in and get out the venue and do my job without, the possibilities of something going left. Now, the problem that Geechi has is that it's Geechi's league. That's Geechi's neighborhood. He feels like he controls the board when it comes to Compton. He's saying ain't nothing moving, shaking. It ain't a tree that's going, it's not a tree that's going to blow in the wind without me knowing. That's how Geechi Gotti feel. That's how Geechi Gotti feels. So what initially happens is Coffee pulls up to the event, gets word that RX and her crew is inside. She's like, I'm not going in there. But Geechi like, I got you though. What you talking about? You ain't going in there. I don't feel safe, Gotti. If I don't feel safe, if I don't feel like I can perform and do my job without having to look over my shoulder, I'm not pulling up. So she dubs the day of the battle, she dubs the Coffee versus A Ward battle. She dubs it. She gets to the venue, sees that they're there, knows that they're a presence. Geechi saying that Coffee's good. She like, no, I'm not rocking with that. I'm your homie. I'm EFB. If I say they gotta go, if I say they need to leave the venue while I'm rapping, that's what needs to go down. Geechi saying, no, we're not standing on that type of business. They not standing on that type of business. So essentially what ends up happening is Coffee leaves EFB. And that's when the fallout happens. That's when the fallout happens. Now, of course, it was a messy separation. It wasn't a clean cut, you know what I'm saying? A separation. No, it got messy, it got dirty. And it lets you to believe that there was definitely some bad blood between them. But then Geechi Gotti goes and gets Miss Hustle to be the first lady of EFB. Whew. Talk about adding salt onto an open wound. We already know the history between Coffee and Miss Hustle. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them both. They've been on the channel, done interviews with both them women. Very talented. Some of the best at the top of their, at the top of their game. But they just adds to the storyline that is Coffee versus Geechi. I didn't think this battle was ever going to happen because for me, I feel like Coffee is going to be willing to air everything out there. And Geechi's also going to be willing to air everything out there. And I think when you have such a close relationship and you know so much about the other person, these battles can get messy. So it really comes down to, we've seen messy battles before. We just seen the baby mama bowl. Shout out to T-Top and John. We seen the baby mama bowl at Summer Madness 13. Do I think it's going to get that messy? No, because I think at the end of the day, they both know that Bars is going to win this battle. It doesn't matter how much you're willing to quote unquote expose the other person. At the end of the day, it comes down to these bars and who can present these bars the best, who can manage a crowd, who can maintain the crowds. One thing about Geechi, he's been in these grudge matches before. He got two of the biggest grudge matches right now in battle rap with Coffee, with Easy the Block Captain. And they back to back, same month. But Geechi's done this before. We've seen Geechi go on runs like this where he's had big names back to back. He's had big battles back to back. And he's come out unscathed. I think this is going to be a very close battle, though. I think this is a battle that both of them got their eye on. This is going to be a battle that's going to speak a lot to the Cody and Wody discussion for sure. All of these are going to have Cody and Wody implications. I think Coffee and Geechi are right in the thick of it for Cody and Wody this year. The same thing with Nitty and Jazz. I think Chilla and Vixen I think they can propel themselves into the conversation. I don't think that they're heavy favorites going into this by any means of the imagination. But I do think a clear win from anybody on this card is going to speak volumes for the battle. If you're asking me who I'm going to go with in this battle, I think I got to go with Geechi. Last time we saw Coffee on a big stage with New Jersey Twerk. Now, I know, you know what I'm saying, that she was coming back from the pregnancy. And she was, you know what I'm saying? I see her back in the gym, you know, here losing that weight, making sure her breath control is right, because that's one of the biggest differences that you see with people that, you know what I'm saying, maybe if they're a battler that's coming back from maternity leave, if they're a battler that we know kind of been drinking too many 40s and put on too much weight, that breathing, their performance is definitely impacted, whether they want to believe it or not. Name flips is not going to be, if y'all feel like name flips is going to be Jazz, I'm going to tell you right now that it ain't going to happen. You're going to have to do more than name flips and punches just to be Jazz, respectfully. But as I look at this card, man, it's some good battles on this card. I really do like this card. I seen somebody ask, will this be on pay-per-view? I'll ask Gotti today. I didn't see it on Rap Grid, so maybe this is a closed door event. I would hope that it's not a closed door event. And if it is, you got to believe these battles are going to be getting to YouTube pretty quickly. But let's card, you know what I'm saying? I do think it's some good battles on this card. You got So Severe versus Black Aladdin. I've seen So Severe a couple times. Black Aladdin, I think I've seen maybe like once or twice. Intrigued by that battle. Not gonna really give a prediction. The Spot versus Shastafa. I've seen the Spot, and the Spot follows me on Twitter, so I know who he is. But I haven't seen either one of these battlers. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But just Bad News versus Wise. I'm gonna let y'all know right now. This is gonna be a great battle. Bad News versus Wise is gonna be a great battle. Y'all know Bad News, he always gives 100%. Bad News always gives 100%, and I feel like he's one of the more. I feel like he's another underappreciated battler, man. I feel like he's another underappreciated battler, but the battles that we do see him on, he be cooking, bro. He be cooking. And Wise ain't no slouch either. We seen Wise go toe-to-toe with Tay-Rock. We seen what Wise was doing on Midnight Madness. I'm excited for the Bad News and Wise battle for sure. I think I'm gonna go with Bad News though. I think the experience is really going to win him this battle. I think the comfortability on multiple platforms. His resume is a little bit deeper than Wise, respectfully. Justice versus D.I. the Henny Man. Shout out D.I. the Henny Man. Shout out to the Trappers. We are back lit. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've seen Justice. Obviously, I've seen D.I. the Henny Man a few times at this. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go with D.I. the Henny Man. I think that this is a battle that, first of all, you know, D.I. he is a battle rapper. I know he does great blogs. He does, you know what I'm saying? He delivers a lot when it comes to the content. He got about 34 people working on his roster. I'm not mad at him. But he is a battle rapper at the end of the day. And I think this is another opportunity to show the world the battle rap community that he is that. Elida Mayer versus Top Floor Loot. Shout out Elida Mayer, man. I've definitely hung out with him a few times when I go to these battle rap events. Super cool dude. Top Floor Loot is dangerous though. Top Floor Loot is dangerous though. I like this battle. Give me Top Floor Loot though. Give me Top Floor Loot. Going right up the card. Blue Cocaine versus Capo. I like this battle. Can I tell y'all a secret? When Blue Cocaine, do y'all remember Blue Cocaine social distance battle against Chef Trez when she was in the kitchen in the black and white? Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. She might have been my first battle rap crush when I seen that. I said, who is this? But my dog Capo, I don't know what you did with Hustle. I ain't really heard a lot. I ain't been on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? I've been busy at work, but I don't know how you deal with Hustle. See you battling a lot of women right now. But Capo fire. I'm definitely gonna go with Capo in this battle. Chef Trez versus Forward Dev. I'm gonna be honest with you. Chef Trez is in the running for champion of the year. Where you have him is solely up to you. But I think he gotta be in that top 5 to 10 discussion because everybody's updating their resume right now. I'm interested to see where y'all have New Jersey Twerk at when it comes to that champion of the year discussion. Maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow. But I know I gotta do a before we get to Friday, I have to do a pep talk. We gotta do a pep talk and a prep talk for all of St. Louis leading up to Maxed Out. But Chef Trez, I think he's just too versatile, man. I think he's one of the more dangerous battlers that we have in this culture. He don't lose clearly a lot. He knows that his name is in the Chef Trez has been able to touch a lot of stages in 2023. He's been on the URL. He's been on RBE. He's been on the Riot. We talk about a lot of requirements when it comes to being a boss. And when it comes to, taking control of your career and putting it in your own hands. Chef Trez is one of them. He's been one that has been able to raise his profile, his battle rap profile, and not necessarily be on some of them big stages because he brings that same energy to some of them smaller leagues and those smaller battlers. He brings the same type energy. So I like this battle, but I'm gonna go with Chef Trez. Hansel versus Eunice. I definitely like this battle. Shout out Eunice, man. Shout out Eunice and what he's been able to do coming from the battle rap spaces to now he on big stages. And that red hat, although it's not a St. Louis Cardinal cap, it is definitely identifiable, my boy. Hansel, you got some making up to do, sir. You got some making up to do from the last time we seen you battle. We ain't forget. You was talking real heavy until you ran into DNA, until you ran into John the Don. What happened, my boy? So I think you got a lot to prove, and Eunice is very, very dangerous. I am going to go with Eunice in this one. Next versus Clone. Shout out Clone, man. I'm glad he was able to get out of the legal situation that he's in and get back to these battle raps. Next, I know you've been doing your thing on the West. I know, you know what I'm saying? You came out the Ultimate Madness Crucible. They thought you was a plant. You know what I'm saying? You kind of fall back, but I seen you work. You still been working. I definitely want to salute you for that. But Clone is too dangerous, bro. Y'all, if y'all ain't seen Clone versus Av, y'all might want to go watch that. Clone does a lot. He does a lot. So I definitely got Clone beating in next. But again, that is the Cane Baron gifts card. Shout out to the Riot. Shout out Geechi Gotti. I will find out and I will update it on the community post if this event will be on Rap Grid or it's a closed door event. I don't know. But if you're in the Atlanta area, make sure that you pull up. Again, if you're going to Maxed Out, you got a couple more dollars in the budget. Make sure that you go and support the Riot the next day. I like when battle rap leagues, you know what I'm saying, either have multiple day events or there's a league that is taking advantage of the opportunity to throw an event coming off a big card like a Summer Madness or Maxed Out. So shout out to the Riot. I think that was brilliant on y'all part to really maximize that whole battle rap weekend. Real quick. I just want to say this, man. I really feel like 2023 is the year of the artist. When you look at what's going on in battle rap, it's no longer, I feel like for a long time, the narrative was all about the URL and it only matters on the URL. And that was a narrative that a lot of people was running with. Whether they want to say it and admit to it now in 2023 is different. But we can go back and pull up tweets, we can pull up interviews, we can pull up all type of materials. Y'all said it only mattered if it was on the URL. But in 2023, things have been different. The culture has shifted. And we're starting to understand that the power lies with the artist. The artists shift the power in the culture. The artist can make your event pop. They can make your card pop. You see what's going on at not only RBE, but you see what's going on with Chrome 23. You see what's going on with the Riot. You see what's going on with Bullpen. We have all these leagues that are closing that I feel like, again, when we're not talking about overall profile of a battle rap league, but when we are updating resumes year to year when it comes to battle rap leagues, just like when it comes to battle rappers themselves having to update their resume year to year, the gap between URL and everyone else has absolutely closed. Absolutely closed. Again, we're still waiting on URL's first great event of 2023. They've had some good ones. They've had some good battles, and they've had some great moments, and they've had some great battles. But a great event, they have not had a great event in 2023. But again, when you see what Easy the Block Captain is able to do, go to GTX, go to Chrome 23, and continue to raise his profile. When you see what Chef Trez is able to do, go to RBE, go to GTX, go to the Riot. We're starting to see Geechi Gotti going to iBattle. You know what I'm saying? He's been on GTX. You know what I'm saying? He's been on the Riot. We're starting to support the battlers, and I think that's what we need to continue to do. It's not so much about the leagues anymore. It's about supporting our favorites. And now that our favorites are understanding that their fans and their followers and their supporters are willing to follow them to other platforms, it makes the competition better with these leagues. It's starting to level the playing competition when it comes to these leagues because, again, we're acknowledging the work that people are putting in on RBE. We're acknowledging the work that people are putting in on iBattle. We're acknowledging the work that people are putting in on Chrome 23, on Bullpen, on Houston Barcode, on TOS Battle League. All these platforms, we're actually paying attention. And we are saluting what's going on these platforms. We're no longer saying, well, if it ain't on URL, it don't matter. That was a dumbass slogan then, and it's definitely a dumbass slogan now. Does URL still hold a lot of prestige? Yes, and it should hold a lot of prestige. But what has happened now, again, the artists have taken their power, they're taking their career into their own hands. We're seeing what's going on with the trenches. You got the rising up of the trenches. You got what do you have? New York versus Philly coming up on that card. You take someone like Mike P, who couldn't get no plates on the URL. He says, I'm done with the URL. They don't care about me. I don't care about y'all. First thing he does, gives books for the trenches. Next thing he does, he's on Blackout 8. Shout out KOTD. Immediately, you're getting the visibility. Battlers are understanding the importance of YouTube drops. It's not only about the marketing, it's about the leverage when it comes to negotiation of these contracts. I think, again, in 2023, it is the year of the artist, and we need to appreciate that and continue to support them. Continue to support them because that's only going to drive the leagues to put better cards together, to put up better matchups together, because everybody see what everybody's doing. We can see, like, URL can act like they don't see what RBE is doing. Well, if y'all didn't see what RBE is doing, why were y'all so adamant about battlers taking shots at RBE? Why have y'all been so adamant about trying to tell us that this is the number one league? You don't if you're the number one league, you ain't got to tell us. Michael Jordan ain't never had to tell us he was the greatest. LeBron James ain't never had to tell us he was the greatest. They showed it to us. And in 2023, that's what these artists are doing. They're showing us their value. They're showing us their talent, and it is not definitely on our URL. But like I said, make sure y'all pull up tonight. It looked like it's gonna be an all EFB temperature check Tuesdays with Av and Jerry West. It should be a movie, man. It definitely should be a movie. Happy Tuesday, man. Make sure that y'all have a productive day. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other, man. And y'all know who this is. This is Temperature Check. I am your host, as always, Mr. Check the Temperature. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and you know the motto. We ain't just getting started. We been here.